Well met!
So I just want to make this video super quick. In fact, I don't even have a script ready for me. But I'm here to disprove the exposing video that Styx made on Paqoe, or Zoe. I'm just going to call him Zoe just because it's easier. But the exposing video is wrong in every way possible. I will say that up front. You can follow along, just pull up another video in the tab, like Styx's video in another tab, and then just watch this one while I talk over it. Styx mentioned that there's a -3 click delay in the original video, which is true. I did check it myself, but then there's also like a +3 click delay on these two orbs. Normally you would buffer the first one and then try to buffer the next one, or just time the first one and then buffer the next one. It doesn't matter. Initially I thought, oh, is he counting buffer clicks? No, he's counting the clicks per second counter on the top left here. So when Zoe clicks, it goes green, right? Now let's count it. So if I bring this up here, unmute this, and then zoom this in just like a little bit. So this is where the click would normally register, right around here. We'll start at this point and then we're going to go back 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it's 2 frames. I think I aligned it backwards, so click, 1, 2. So this is where it starts, and then go to this one. So about right here, maybe. So once this reaches, it turns gray again, which means that Zoe let go of the click. So it turns green about here, 1, 2. So 2 frames. And I think I aligned this footage up. Did I? No, I didn't. All right. Similar thing. So this is where a click would normally happen. So we go back 1, 2, and then this is where the frame that the click stops. So at this frame, which is this, at 2 frames, this is when the click actually starts. You can see the clicks per second counter right here. Starts at the second frame, like two frames back. I'm gonna count this as 2 frames instead of 3 frames, just so it's easier. But that's one part for what Styx wanted to mention. The other part is waveforms. I talked about this in my Kermit video and my Yossarian video, I think. Whenever you want to compare clicks, you want to use either Goldwave or Audacity. This is Goldwave. I've talked about this program a bunch before, but this is a program that just pretty much lets you see a bunch of audio waveforms to the finest detail at this big-ass resolution. But in what Styx used is his video editor. I don't know what video editor this is, but it looks similar to what iRiley used in his exposing videos, which is already a giant red flag, because you cannot use things like this in your exposing video because the waveforms are not accurate. Like in Vegas Pro, for example, these waveforms could be accurate, but they're not accurate enough, which is why you want to use something like Goldwave if you want to compare clicks. And I don't know where this click is and the other click is where Styx shows in the video. But if you want to compare the waveform for yourself, this is the original video that was rendered for YouTube. If you want to just, we'll start with the right side, which is the red side. This peaks at just below the line here. This peaks over the line. This one also peaks over the line. This one touches the line. If you want to compare the other side, which is the left side, I think it's the white one, it becomes even more obvious that these clicks do not match in any way, shape, or form. And even if you go back over here, it peaks over here, then this peaks over here. This one kind of matches this one, but not really, because this one has a lower peak. This one kind of matches this one, but if you look at the white one over here, this one, this waveform on the white side does not match this one on the white side. And a similar thing happens here. White side is pretty noisy on the second half, while it's pretty noisy on the everywhere else. Same thing here, I guess, maybe. And if you go over here, which is probably the most similar clicks you can have, which is about right here, maybe. There's so many clicks that I can't even find which one's similar, to be honest. I think this one's probably going to be your best bet if you're going to find something similar, but even then, these peak at different intervals. So, a short story is, unless someone can give me like one of these clicks that are similar, both in the left channel and the right channel, that are exactly the same, like if you just pull up your snipping tool and just snip these, and then just snip another one, and then open up like paint.net, for example, and just overlay the 2 clicks on top of each other, and then have one at half opacity and then the other at full opacity, If you were to slide the second image with the opacity meter adjusted, then the two clicks would be extremely identical. Like, you would barely notice a difference if you were to adjust the opacity slider on the second image. But because Styx didn't provide that, we can't know what clicks he used, A, and B, even if we didn't know what he used, all these clicks do not have the same waveform. They all peak at different intervals. Some of them are a little bit noisier than others. Some of them are not as noisy. The main things you just look for are the left and right channels. See if they have different peaks, and if they have different peaks, then they're not the same clicks. Normally, even if you were to adjust the volume or the pitches, you still wouldn't get an accurate representation of what that click would actually be like, because if I were to change, let's say, this click and then change the volume of this, let's put it down, it looks like this, right? But then it starts to become a little bit obvious that this click starts to match this click, but it still wouldn't match because this has less peak compared to this one, and then the same thing goes for the right channel or the left channel with the white one. This has a overall higher peak than this one. I mean, this one has a similar peak to this one, but if you look at the first peak, which is right here, compare it to the first peak, which is right here, these peaks do not match. And then let's say if I were to change the pitch of this to, let's say, I think this is the pitch tool. Yes, this is the pitch tool. Let's say if I was to deepen the pitch by like 10%. First of all, this shifts, which could affect the result, but even if you were to affect the pitches, you would barely get a difference in the waveform. Like, it's a very tiny difference. Like, just look at the peak on this little tiny thing on the white line, and then look at it for when I change the pitch. It barely changes the waveform, like, just barely. The only reason it's changing so much is because this actually slows the waveform as well, so it doesn't just change the pitch. So yeah, if you wanted to do all that fun stuff, you'd probably just fabricate the evidence. I just punched my mic. You'd fabricate the evidence into believing in what is correct, and in this instance, what I see is a incorrect evidence. I forgot one more thing. There was one point that Styx mentioned that there is 2 clicks, but one of them didn't register in the click per second counter. That's because auto retry is on. When you die, you can click, but it won't register in the clicks per second counter. And when you click the retry button, everything resets. There's also a little case where Styx mentions that there is a comment that got really popular. It's saying that Zoe might have cheated, but the comment was deleted. There is no evidence provided in that video that, you know, shows that there was a comment that was popular in upvotes and also was deleted by Zoe, and we don't know which video that came from. So unless someone can provide me what that comment was, that point that Styx made is just false. And there's also, he said that there's a conspiracy that he made that Zoe used click between frames. Obviously, this was confirmed right from the jump, as I'll show in a screenshot, where Zoe does confirm that Zoe used click between frames. So, Styx, if you are watching this, bro, you got to do a little bit better with the Exposa videos. You did good on your Eternus videos. Period. You did good on Eternus. Period. Nothing else with the Zoe case. And you also did the similar thing with the real Mike. Even though we know that he also used click between frames, and I am not defending for what he did, all we know is that in his original video, like his original RG video, where he supposedly verified it, we saw that he did nerfs, and that's about it. And then in the new video, the second video, he didn't nerf the level, and he just used click between frames, and of course openly admitted to using click between frames. I'm not going to disprove that video just because I don't want to spark fiery debates in the comments saying that, oh, you're defending what Mike is doing in socially. I'm not going to do that, alright? But I am saying that if popular demand was here and people want me to disprove that video in particular, I would do that. But since this video on Zoe is getting a lot of views, and wrongfully so, I decided to throw my hat into the ring to disprove this video. No script, just completely unedited. So Styx, if you're watching this, please reconsider your video. It's completely inaccurate, and it pretty much reflects what I Riley did all those years ago with the Yusurian case and the Kermit case. Not that I'm saying that you're probably similar to him, but I would say that the evidence provided is similar to what he did all those years ago. So if you could reconsider, please do, because this is completely wrong. And yeah, for everyone else who thinks that Zoe is a cheater after this video, you now have your evidence on why Zoe is not a cheater. I'm not going to look at Silent Clubset because literally Styx did nothing to Silent Clubset. He just looked at the click delays and that's about it. And they all are pretty natural. So there was no evidence suggesting that his Silent Clubset video was illegitimate. And even if it was illegitimate, what would it be illegitimate for? Would it be the click delays? Well, certainly no, because we saw with the click per second counter that they line up perfectly. And in the raw footage, for anyone wondering, these are, I think, 0 frames instead of 2 frames. Like, I'll just look at, I don't know, like the wave here and go to an audio cue. So yeah, it's pretty much just 1 frame. This is pretty much similar to what you'd see in OBS. You either get a 1 or 2 frame delay. But of course in YouTube it just kind of gives an artificial delay to the audio for no reason. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this Disproval video. Styx, again, if you're watching this, please reconsider your exposing video. But yeah, that's pretty much about it. See y'all, everyone. I'm probably going to be unknown really soon. I got 33 to 100 last night, so I'll see y'all later.